Hello, everybody. It's Yoli Medina, and today I'm not going to talk about legal stuff. I wanted to talk about Hannah Kobayashi. She is the 30-year-old lady who was going to go to New York. She had a flight pre planned along with her then boyfriend. I guess they broke up and they had plane tickets, so they went ahead and took the plane tickets, even though they were broken up. They took the flight. And there was a layover in Los Angeles, and she, got off the plane, but she never made her connecting flight to New York. She stayed in the city in Los Angeles. And she kept in contact with her relatives. And at some point, the text turned strange, where she was talking about something about the Matrix and that she gave all her money away and they took her identity, things, strange things. So her family was very concerned for her, and there was various spottings of her, including the video of her talking to a guy. And from what I understand, this guy was located and they talked to him and he was cooperating and he met her at the airport. And that was pretty much all I heard. And the latest is that she was spotted at the train Union Station where she either got a bus, a Greyhound bus, and she went to the San Isidro border and crossed over to Mexico. In the meantime, around that time, she took the plane flight November 8th, but when she was missing, her family came to look for her, her father. And her father was pleading, and he was passing out flyers, and he was very, very concerned. And, unfortunately, they found him deceased. He unalived himself by jumping from a parking structure, which I find very strange. I find that so strange because if he was here looking for his daughter and he had that that energy to come over here and look, it seems strange that he would have just lost hope like that and just jumped from a parking structure. So that's a weird twist. So I started looking into this case, and I found that there's another woman in California who experienced a similar situation, and her name is Erin Valenti. Now, she came to California. She was a CEO of a tech company, and she came to California for a conference. And she apparently arrived, and at some point she traveled to up north to Palo Alto, but her family was also getting, or her husband, I believe, was also getting texts about, we're in the Matrix, this is a game. And then she went missing, and then a couple of days later, they found her in her car, in the back seat of her rental car, and she had passed away. And the cause of her demise was death due to an acute manic episode. Well, I mean, she didn't, according to her husband, she didn't have any mental problems. And I don't know what that means by acute manic episode. How could you die from that, And I'm going to post the video, a couple of videos about Erin Valenti, because it's very, very similar to Hannah Kobayashi. And I've had an experience as well, not to me personally, but 2 times. When I used to travel to take depositions, this was pre-COVID, I would have to travel all over the place in the United States to take the depositions of experts. I mean, now we have Zoom, so it's so much easier. But before, there was no Zoom, and you'd have to actually literally hop on a plane and go to the experts' university, wherever they were, and take their depositions. So I was flying a lot. And I remember waiting in line to board the plane. And there was a lady behind me that was saying something about it's the Matrix. She was getting really irritated. She was on her phone and she was saying, "It's the Matrix. Aren't you listening to me? It's the Matrix." And I kept turning around looking at her like, "What are you doing?" And I was reminded of that with this Hannah Kobayashi case. And I thought, oh my gosh, I wonder what the heck. So that's when I started looking into it. And then I had another experience. I think it was in the Arizona airport when I had like a 2-hour layover, and I was sitting at the bar in the airport. I wasn't drinking, but I was sitting at the bar. I was eating, and there was a lady across from me, and the bar was like a circular thing. And so the bartenders were inside the circle and we were sitting around, and she was right across from me. And because it was loud, I couldn't hear too much, but the bartender it looked like he was getting frustrated with her. And when he came to me, he said, "Sorry about that," because he could see that I was watching. He's like, "She thinks she's in the Matrix. She keeps saying she's in the Matrix." And I was like, "What?" And so when I heard this about Kobayashi, immediately those two times, I remembered those two times where it was very specific and aggravated. The lady was aggravated at the bar, and she kept, I couldn't hear her, but when the bartender came to me, he said, "She thinks we're in the Matrix. She keeps saying we're in the Matrix, and she's trying to get my attention." He's like, I don't, like, he was just so frustrated. And then, I thought about the other lady that was behind me when I was boarding a plane. And she too was saying on the phone, saying, "It's the Matrix. It's the Matrix." And she was like, "I'm telling you, it's the Matrix." And I remember turning around and looking at her, and she took off. She took off. She didn't stay in line. She was on the phone arguing about the Matrix. And I don't know if she ever boarded the plane. I mean, I had no idea what she was talking about until just recently. I remembered those two incidents. So I started looking around to see if there was maybe people talking about this. And I did find another person, Erin Valenti, who had come here to the Orange County Airport. And she eventually traveled to Palo Alto up north in California. And she was texting her husband strange things. And she texted him something like, "It's a game. We're in the Matrix." And I'm going to post a couple of videos on Erin Valenti in the description box. But I'm finding this very strange. And also the fact that Hannah Kobayashi's father, unfortunately, passed, and he unalived himself by jumping off the parking structure in LAX. And I mean, I just feel bad. I don't know what could have happened. And, just recently the family, they closed their Facebook page. They had a Facebook page for Hannah, and they closed it. And they said they were being harassed by people and getting death threats. And I just find this very strange, very, very strange. So I don't know if you all have had any experience with listening to people at the airport and them talking about the Matrix. I really want to know if any of you have had that happen, where people are talking about the Matrix, and it's very weird. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it, but I thought I'd make this video just to see if how many of you guys have ever heard of this, because it happened to me twice. where I was listening to other people talk about this. It's kind of concerning. Um, so anyway, let me know what you think. And this is my conspiracy video for the day. No legal talk today. Anyway, let me know what you think.